Welcome to Freedom Queen Live. Welcome to Freedom Queen Live. How are you doing? Welcome to Freedom Queen Live. How is everyone doing? Put it in the chat. I would love to know who is here with me right now. I would love to know who is here with me right now. So I want to talk with you today about taking a leap of faith in yourself. Most people are afraid of jumping. Most people are afraid of dreaming so big in their life because they fear failure. They fear what other people are going to think of them. There's fear coming up. Hey, Jana. Hey, Emily. First time catching you live. Just saw an email, so I thought I'd jump on. Hi, Emily. I'm so glad that you're here. I believe that this is the season of you stepping into the greatest season of your life. Put a yes in the chat if you agree. Put a yes in the chat if you also agree that this is where you're stepping into the greatest season of your life. I do these business predictions where I haven't been wrong, where I say, this is going to happen, and then it happens. I know that right now, there's like this, it's like a lot of people are on the edge. Whether it's a cliff, whether it's like you're just on the edge of something. It's like you're like this close. And so every single time I've ever been on the edge of my business and in my life, whatever it is, I've leaped. I've asked. Hi, Maria. Maria, I was just thinking of you. I'm like, this woman needs to be in the mastermind. Every single time I've been on the edge, I've leaped, and God has answered. Every time. Everything I've asked for has come to fruition, has come to life. And so I want to tell you a story this morning. So buckle up in the crazy Freedom Queen rocket ship. We're taking off today on Freedom Queen Live about times where you're being called to take a leap of faith. And I believe this is a season where you are on the edge of something extraordinary. And if you just leaped and trusted yourself and trust it, that every single thing that you actually want is possible for you, it would happen. So back in 2020, when I started my business, well, I had the idea. I didn't start it. I had this idea. I want to do this. I want to help women become their own boss. I want to help them go for more. I want to help them make tons of money and make massive moves in their life. That was it. That was it. I remember swimming in my parents' pool because at the time I lived in New York City and I came home during COVID and I said, I'm gonna go stay at my parents' house in Maryland where they used to live. And I would go and swim in the pool after work. And I vividly remember this one day I was stepping out of the pool. Like I remember going from the last step to the top step of the steps in the pool. and God going, you're going to do this. Have you ever gotten a download from God like that? Just put a yes in the chat. Just put a simple yes in the chat if you have. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Boom, it started going into motion. Things started happening. I started putting my focus on this every single day. God, this is what I'm going to do. I am doing it. It is already happening. First thing I did, called up a life coach that I had previously worked with before, and I said, I'm going to quit my job. I don't know how. I don't even need you to show me the how. I'm just going to do this. Can you help me remember who I am and hold me accountable? She's like, yep. I said, September 1, I'm going to quit my job. And this was in June. So from June to September, I said, I'm going to quit my job and work for myself and travel the world and host retreats. And I have no idea how, but I'm going to find a way. I was in my childhood bedroom in my 20s after I had just had this awesome career in New York. This is what I'm saying to myself, on a vision board from the dollar store with using my mom's office printer to print out, travel the world, host retreats, be your own boss, go for more. So you can see how in this moment, it doesn't seem like it's going to work out for me. My reality was my mom yelling, it's dinner time. My reality was thousands in student loan debt. My reality was you work for someone else. My reality wasn't showing that it was going to happen. I just knew inside, I have this vision, I'm going to go for it. You have this vision, you're going to go for it. In a world where most people quit, where most people say, oh, not right now. If not now, when? If not now, when? And so I went out on this journey and I said, I'm going to quit by September 1st. And by, I think it was August 20th, maybe even earlier, August 17th, I had left the job. I had left the matrix. No one taught me the how. No one said, Bridget, do this. I just knew that if I went all in, that if I leaped, I would be okay. Then there I am, my own boss. Have you ever taken a leap of faith and then it's like, it's amazing, but it's also crazy? You're like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. This is insane. And maybe everyone around you is looking at you like, you're insane. And you're like, I know. This is what was happening to me. So at the time I had an apartment in Brooklyn because I just moved from the Upper East Side to Brooklyn in 2020. And I took the train to the beach. And I remember going to the beach and I'm swimming in the ocean because I'm a big water girl. I love being in the ocean and I'm swimming in the ocean. And back in 2018, I had visited Costa Rica. In 2018, I had visited Costa Rica. And as I was living in this town in Costa Rica called Tamarindo in 2018, I said to myself and God, I said, one day I'm going to be my own boss and live here. I actually have a photo that I posted in 2018 on my Instagram. If you want to scroll back and find it, it says, catch me moving to Costa Rica. Boom. Declare what you want. Everything starts going into motion. Some of you are afraid to actually declare what it is that you want, but that's not even this conversation today, so I'm not going to go there. But let's keep going with the story here. If you're with me in the chat, and you guys are with me here live, say I'm here. In the chat, put I'm here so I know who's with me here. I don't know how many people are on. Say I'm here in the chat if you're with me. So in 2018, I made this post, catch me moving to Costa Rica. Little did I know that 2 years later, I would be making a plan to go to Costa Rica. There are things happening in your life right now. There are feelings that are coming up that where in the reality, it might not be happening. I'm here, I'm all in. Okay, Morgan and Carolina, Maria's with me here. It might not be happening, but you have to trust. Jana, Emily, hey, okay. Lorena, hi Lorena. Carolina, in our 30K month mini mind. There are things happening in your life. Hey, Crystal, in your life that you don't even realize are happening behind the scenes. But you have to be willing to keep holding the faith. So flash forward to 2020. Go forward to 2020. I'm at the beach. I took the train from my apartment in Brooklyn to the ocean. I'm swimming in the ocean. And I say, I want to go live in Costa Rica. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Hi, Meg. Meg, I loved your message this morning. I want to go to Costa Rica. What? Yeah. I'm going to sublet my apartment, which you couldn't sublet your apartment at the time. Like it was not in my contract. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to find out. I'm going to see what happens. I book a trip to Costa Rica and I get for 1 month and I get a sublet in my apartment for 2 months. Okay. So, hey, Christy. So it makes no sense. I get a sublet. God's like, I know you're going to Costa Rica for 1 month, but I'm going to get you a sublet for 2 months. In my head, I said, okay, yeah, I have nowhere to live for the 2nd month, but that's fine. Have you ever had that? You know what I'm talking about? Where it's just like you are in deep trust that you are supported. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to Costa Rica. I go to Costa Rica. I land. It's crazy. I'm there. I'm in Tamarindo, in the town that I said I was going to live in. I'm there. And I'm my own boss. And I was working with a fitness studio there, and I had taught at the time I had a embodiment manifestation fitness membership where people could buy classes to take class with me, and I was teaching it there. And I was partnering with different places in the area and doing some stuff online. I was like trying to piece it all together because I'm like, I have to bring an income. I have student loans. I have rent, bills. I took a leap of faith. Boom, everything started going into motion. I declared what I wanted to be doing. I started taking action and everything started happening. Be, do, have. I said, I'm going to be someone that is her own boss. I'm going to show up. I'm going to make moves. I'm going to make those moves. I'm going to buy the plane ticket. I'm going to hire the mentor. I'm going to learn the how. I'm going to do it, and then I have it. So I'm in Costa Rica, and it's about 2 weeks in. And I was living in New York City before, and I said, there are no good men in New York. There are no good men in New York. Screw it. I'm going to Costa Rica. 2 weeks in to living in Costa Rica, I meet this guy at a coffee shop, and I'm sitting at the coffee shop, and there's this guy on the other side, just me and him. We're the only ones at this coffee shop down the street. And the only reason I went to the coffee shop is because I didn't want to be inside of my house. So you have to understand, there are things that I didn't want to be in my house for a bad reason. That's a whole other story. I'm not going to go into that, but I didn't want to be in my house for a bad reason. Thank God I didn't want to be in my house for that reason, because I wouldn't have gone to the coffee shop. or picking up what I'm putting down. There are challenges in your life that are happening right now that are actually working in your favor. Hold on with the crazy freedom queen rocket ship. We're going to another level this morning. So there I am, I'm sitting and I'm on a Zoom call because at the time I was selling these supplements on the internet as an extra form of income because I'm just like action takers or money makers. I'm going to find a way. This is the life that I want, be, do, have. I'm going to find a way to make money because that is who I am. That is who I be. I look up. God says to me, go talk to this man. No idea why. No idea why. Chills. Go talk to this man. Okay, I end the call. Hi, I'm Bridget. He says to me, I'm Curtis. Wow, so nice to meet you, Curtis. What are you doing here? Well, he was from Canada. I was from New York City. We're chatting. We exchanged numbers. I'm here. I have someone with me here. Let's all meet up. He's like, yeah, let's do it. Later that day, we schedule, let's meet up and go to the beach. A week before that, about 10 days before that, things are moving in motion behind the scenes. Things are happening behind the scenes in your life that you don't even realize are happening. 10 days before that, someone who I had no idea who he was, his name is Robbie. He's in San Jose trying to catch a bus to come to Tamarindo. The night before, he prayed and said, God, what town, where should I go in Costa Rica? God says, like a letter T, Tamarindo, go to Tamarindo. He goes to, look, I'm being activated right now. You can see it in my body. He goes to catch a bus. The bus is leaving. He's running after the bus, okay? He's running after the bus in San Jose. The bus stops. He gets on the bus. There's no seats available. He walks all the way to the back of the bus. There's one seat available next to a guy named Curtis. Are you with me? Put a guess in the chat if you're still here with me. I need to know who is here because I promise you this is all going to make sense at the end of this Freedom Queen Live. The only seat available after he almost missed the bus running after he prayed for where should I go is sitting next to Curtis. Put a yes in the chat if you're still here with me. I need to know. Do you have your morning coffee this morning? Good morning. Welcome to business school. Curtis, they become friends. They start up a conversation, they exchange numbers, they become friends. They arrive in Tamarindo. Boom. Flash forward to Curtis and I meeting. We schedule a meetup on the beach. We're gonna meet up on the beach this afternoon. We're just gonna say hello to one another. We're gonna catch up a conversation with each other. Now, the person that I was in Costa Rica with, she's on the beach. Okay, she's on the beach. I say, I'm gonna go swim in the ocean because I love to go and swim in this ocean. This is the exact same ocean, you guys. In 2020, I said, God, one day I'm going to have a 6-figure business, travel the world, and work completely for myself and teach other women how to go for more and become their own boss. Some of you literally need to start asking. Some of you need to start asking. I'm in the ocean. I see these two guys. I'm so far out because I like to swim. I'm so far out. I see these two guys talking to my roommate. And I'm like, oh, that must be Curtis and this guy. I don't know who the guy is. His friend. Whatever. I was already declaring no good men. I'm done with men. I'm single. I've been single for a long time. Had a lot of guy issues, not gonna, whatever. I'm just gonna be me, I'm just gonna do me. I get back on the beach. The girl that I'm roommating with, she says, we're gonna get dinner with him tonight. You have to meet this one guy. He is hilarious. You have to meet him. He's hilarious. I'm like, hey, I'll meet him. We go out to dinner and Robbie's at the head of the table. I'm over on the side. And Robbie, when he tells this story, well, Put a yes in the chat. Would you guys like me to bring Robbie on for Freedom Queen Live one day? Put a yes in the chat if you would like for me to bring on Robbie on Freedom Queen Live. Robbie tells the story as he's at the end of the table. I'm sitting next to my roommate and this other guy and all these other guys. It was just Gabby and I, that's her name. We're the only girls there. And Robbie apparently tried to get my attention at one point. He says I just ignored him. I don't even remember this. I don't remember ignoring him because I wouldn't do that. But he says I ignored him. And I just think like, yes, bring Robbie on. Okay, we'll have to have him come on. So Robbie at the head of the table, he's like making all these jokes, doing all these funny things. Robbie's an amazing entrepreneur, by the way. So you guys, he'll have to share all his knowledge with you. But he's making all these jokes, whatever. We go to a bar afterwards and we're like, it's like me, him, me, someone, Robbie. And we're like talking about business over the table and we start really connecting. He like tells me that my business, he like offends me, he tells me my business is bad. I'm like, oh my God, who is this man? Because just a couple of months ago, I had written in my journal this. I had written, God, please bring me a man that loves God, that has an incredible family, that is an entrepreneur, that loves to travel, that loves to work out, that challenges me and my business. And I'm sitting across the table from this man, and he just tells me, what are you doing? What are you doing with your business? And I'm like, God? Actually, I was pissed. If you want to know the real story, I was not like, oh, I love this man. I was like, who is this mother effer? Thinking that he can sit across from me. Does he know who I am? I quit my job. I'm successful. I replaced my salary. Da, 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 da. Who is this man to think that he can tell me? I was actually angry. I think I went up and got in the bathroom and was like, anyways, let's keep talking. 2 weeks later, we're traveling the country together. A month later, we're living together. And now we've been traveling the world for almost 3 years. And we live in Mexico right now. Today's training actually should be called Ask and You Shall Receive. It actually should be called, are you asking for what you want in your life? And then are you being that person that can bring that in? Are you taking the action? Are you making the moves to get you there? And then you'll have it. There is not some secret philosophy or strategy that you're missing. You be her. You ask for what you want. You claim it for yourself. And if you want to, go ahead and put in the chat whatever you're claiming. You don't have to, but what are you claiming? Put it in the chat. And then you do. Once you start asking and putting it into motion, things will start to move for you. When I was coming to Costa Rica, I had no idea that another man, you ready for like that cherry on the top? Guess where Robbie's from? Guess where Robbie's from? He's from New York. If that doesn't make you go, oh my God, I don't know what will. I was living in New York for almost 4 years, saying to myself, no women in New York. Robbie was a piece of it. going into motion, asking God, Tamarindo, seat next to Curtis. I sit next to Curtis at the cafe. I see him there. I'm being told, go say hello to him. Hello. There are things that are moving in your life and you have to trust that it is working out in your favor. You have to trust that every single piece is happening, and it might not be right now. You might not see it all working out right now, but you have to trust that it is. And I want you to get in this place of, I'm going to be her. You're going to be the person that has the dream home for Whisper. You're going to be the person, Maria, that has 7 figures by September 2024. Maria, I already know that's in motion for you. Jana, I want to have a hostel in Asia with my boyfriend while I run my own business. These things, you start being this person. I know Meg had put 30K months in the chat and Carolina put 30K months. Be her. Declare it. I know a lot of people talk about manifestation. Ask and you shall receive. But I think that maybe you watching this right now, maybe you've kind of started to think that it's not actually that true. That, oh, it just can't be that. It can't be just, be, do, have. It has to be something more complicated. That is a lie that is being sold to you. It is a lie that it's overcomplicated. It is a lie that you have to do all of these crazy strategies in order to scale. It is like you are constantly being fed all of this information when the reality is be, do, have. Be the person, take the action, have the life. And there will be moments, I guarantee, you don't see how it's working for you. I couldn't see in 2018 when I first visited Tamarindo that one day I would be living there. And actually, Robbie and I have a showing for a place in Tamarindo tomorrow. We're looking at places there, rental properties. You have to trust that everything, whatever you put in the chat, is going to happen for you. And then you have to be the one that moves until it happens. That's it. And you take a leap of faith and you put yourself out there and you quit the job, or you launch the offer, or you keep showing up, or you keep investing, or you keep traveling, or you go to the coffee shop, you move to the country. It doesn't even have to be big things. Your big thing today could just be claiming that you are the person that is going to make this happen. And I believe, bringing this back to the beginning, that you are on the edge of something bigger than you could have ever imagined. I've been watching how people are moving. I've been watching the moves they're making, the moves they're not making, the thoughts they have, and that they share on the internet. A lot of people are on the edge. And I'm watching who's going to move and who's going to turn around. I've seen people in the last 6 months turn around and walk away from the greatest thing, from the greatest adventure in their life. If you are in the Freedom Queen world, don't turn around from the edge and walk away. Meet it, leap, and discover that there really were no edges at all. You are capable of doing so much more. I want this is your week. Whisper and Carolina and Christy and Jana and Maria, Emily, Lorena, Morgan, Crystal, Meg. Allow this to be the week where you remember who you are. You meet the edge and you say, Mother, I'm flying. Everybody put this in the chat. Flying. 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 You are flying. Hi, Olivia. This is not a week for pivot turning and going back. This is a week for you to look at your edge, meet it, decide to fly. Leap, let's go, let's fly. Let's fly. Flying, flying, flying and soaring, flying, flying. I am flying, the abundance factor. Ooh. Flying, baby. Flying. Freedom Queen. I believe that this Freedom Queen Live today, we actually changed everything. I believe that moments like this can change the entire trajectory of your life. Every single Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, I go live on our YouTube channel. I want you to commit to coming back next week. Put it on your calendar. YouTube, I'm crazy. I like to put the link on everything so I know I just fast access, boom, done, go. Freedom Queen Live, YouTube channel at Bridget James Lang, Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Plug these into your calendar. You come here every single Monday for the next year, your life is going to be changed. Christy, Katie's, Crystal's, Lorena, Emily, your life is going to be changed. A year from now, you are going to have that $1 million business. A year from now, you're going to have that living in Milan. You're going to have the house, the hostel, whatever it is that you want. I'll be back, Whisper says. Amazing. Freedom Queens, if you are inside, I'm going to wrap up today. If you are inside of our Make Money membership at 12 p.m., at 12 p.m. Eastern, we have our July Q&A on Zoom. We have our July Q&A on Zoom. So make sure that you're if you're inside of our Make Money membership, I'll see you on Zoom for our monthly Q&A. It is going to be very, very intense and so juicy. So make sure that you're there. Otherwise, if you're not a member, I will see you next Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, same time, same place. This is your week where you fly. Okay, Freedom Queen. I don't want to go, but I will see you next week. Same time, same place.